What I'm about to share may surprise you. Millions of people over 70 take these medications every single day. And yet, if my own mother were in that age group, I would be extremely careful, not because medicine is bad, but because the body quietly changes with time. Slower, more sensitive, more vulnerable than before. Sometimes what once helped can begin to harm. That's the part most people never see coming. Before we go further, a quick word. This is not medical advice. Never stop or change any medication on your own. Always consult a doctor. But this information may help you ask better questions. And sometimes, asking the right question can protect a life. Because after 70, health is no longer just about treatment. It becomes about protection. And that protection starts here. Crossmark 1. Sleeping pills. Sleeping pills often feel like a blessing. A long night, restless thoughts tossing and turning, finally relief. But in older adults, that relief can last longer than expected. The medication does not leave quickly. It lingers. Into the morning. Into your reflexes. Into your awareness. And suddenly the world feels just a little unsteady. A small misstep. A slight dizziness. And that is all it takes. Does one fall can change everything. A broken hip. Hospitalization. Loss of independence. The hardest part? Many people never connect it to the pill. They simply say, I guess I'm getting older. But maybe there's another way. A calmer night routine. Less light before sleep. A more natural rhythm. Gentle stretches. Warm tea, soft music. Meditation or breathing exercises. Even short walks during the day can help your sleep cycle. Because sleep should restore you, not quietly put you at risk. Sleeping pills aren't always bad. Sometimes they are necessary. But after 70, caution is essential. If it were my mother, I would discuss alternatives. I would ask, is this the safest option? Can we try something gentler first? And the answer may make a huge difference. Some seniors take these pills for years without reevaluating. They assume it's safe because it always seemed to be. But the body after 70 does not respond the same way. Metabolism slows. The brain becomes more sensitive. Side effects linger longer. And the consequences can be subtle. Drowsiness in the morning. Impaired balance. Slower reaction times. None of these feel dramatic at first. But combined, they quietly increase the risk of falls. And falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury for adults over 70. Let me share a story. A friend's mother took a sleeping pill every night for 2 years. She was always careful, cautious, active. But one morning, she lost her balance in the kitchen. A small misstep, a bad fall. And suddenly everything changed. Hospital stays, loss of mobility, months of rehabilitation. And the family never connected the fall to the pill. Until a doctor pointed it out. It wasn't just aging. It was the medication lingering, affecting her reflexes. If this were my mother, I would try alternatives first. Non-drug therapies, routine adjustments, sleep hygiene. Because at this age, preserving independence is more important than chasing perfect sleep. Sleeping pills can feel like a solution, but after 70, they need to be treated with caution. This is just the first medication I would never let my mother take lightly. And the next one is even more surprising. Crossmark 2. Anticholinergic medications. These are medications many people don't even recognize by name, yet they are everywhere. For allergies, for bladder control, for mood. They seem ordinary, but they quietly affect the way the brain communicates. And with age, the brain becomes more delicate, more sensitive to change, which is why some people begin to feel foggy, forgetful, a little less sharp than before. And over time, that matters more than we think, because the mind is not something we can easily replace. It must be protected. Gently, carefully. Some studies show long-term use of anticholinergics may increase the risk of dementia. Think about that. A medication taken to relieve a small symptom, potentially affecting the most important thing you have, your mind. If this were my mother, I would not ignore it. I'd ask her doctor, is this still necessary? Can we find a safer alternative? Even small changes now can prevent big problems later. Now, let's talk about something even more common: pain relief. Simple tablets, available everywhere. Ibuprofen, naproxen, taken without a second thought. But the body after 70 does not respond the same way. The stomach becomes more fragile. The kidneys work harder. The heart feels the pressure. And what seems small repeated daily can slowly become something serious. Repeated use can cause internal bleeding, high blood pressure, kidney problems, and when combined with other medications, the risks grow. If this were my mother, I wouldn't just hand over a pill. I'd look at alternatives: gentle movement, physical therapy, targeted exercises, topical treatments, because true relief is sustainable, not temporary. Pain isn't the enemy. How we treat it can be. Now, something very important: blood sugar management. Necessary, yes, but after 70, too much control can be dangerous. Some older diabetes medications can push blood sugar too low. Hypoglycemia, dizziness, confusion, fainting. Balance disappears. Safety is lost. After a certain age, perfection is no longer the goal. Stability is. Safe, steady numbers are better than perfect numbers that risk harm. If this were my mother, I'd prioritize avoiding dangerous lows, even if that means slightly higher but safer numbers, because safety always comes first. Finally, something many people take for years without question: relief for heartburn and discomfort. Acid reflux medications, proton pump inhibitors. They work well, almost too well, because when something works, we stop asking, do I still need this? Long-term use can quietly harm the body. Nutrient deficiencies, weakened bones, lowered immunity, small changes quietly adding up, which is why it's worth asking, is this still necessary? Or is there another way? Because at this stage of life, every choice matters. Every prescription deserves review. After 70, the rules are quieter but more important. Healthcare is no longer just treating conditions. It's balancing benefits and avoiding harm. What worked at 50 may no longer be safe. Every prescription deserves a second look. If this were my mother, I wouldn't assume anything. I would ask. I would review. I would make sure every choice still makes sense. Sometimes, the smallest change can make the biggest difference. Your mind deserves clarity. Your body deserves steadiness. Your independence deserves protection. Because the goal is no longer just adding years. It's about protecting the years you have. Living safely. Living independently. Living clearly. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to VitaSignal 60, where simple knowledge protects real lives. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them, because the right message at the right moment can change everything.